Hello everyone and welcome back to another Movie Nights movie review. Today we're talking about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And this
Based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
That was fucking good. That was good. And it's going to be full spoiler review. So if you have not seen the movie yet, either come back, watch the movie, and watch this video after, or if you don't care about spoilers, watch it, but please do not go and spoil it for anybody else. Let them enjoy it as they would. Nicholas. I've seen
Dalton.
the movie twice now.
You have. I saw it the first time.
Yes. I thoroughly love the film. I think it's my second favorite Mission Impossible movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It still has some problems that just a lot of spy-like movies have. But for the most part, I thought it was exceptionally well made. I thought it looked very pretty. I thought the adrenaline and the suspense were done perfectly well.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Cruise is a madman, and I'll watch him be a madman every day of the week.
That's fair. I want to put it as my second favorite right now, but I really want to rewatch a bunch of the older ones.
I do too.
I just sort of have like vague memories of it. I know for certain Fallout, definitely my favorite.
I agree.
But upon rewatch, I don't know if like 4 or 5 Rogue Nation Ghost Protocol might sneak up above this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I just have like a recency bias on this one.
Yeah,
but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Same. I have also only seen Rogue Nation one time. And so when I do my rewatch, I wonder where that one's gonna.
That's the one where he
fall.
swings off the.
That's 4. That's
4.
That is Ghost Protocol.
Okay, that might be my second favorite actually.
Yeah.
The thing that's so funny about the Mission Impossible franchise is it seems so insulting to put the first one toward the bottom because it's Brian De Palma made it, and that feels so insulting to him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm sorry, the other ones are just so good.
Yeah, they just keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's dive into the spoilers of the movie.
Yes.
Let's start with the opening scene.
Okay.
Very cool homage to some other different movies in that era, The Submarine, when I liked how it starts in Russian and then it slowly transitions to English in the subtitles and everything. It's just kind of letting the audience know, like, they're speaking Russian, but we're doing it in English.
I like when movies do that a lot.
I
Prey
agree.
did it the best, I think.
That was very
recently.
cool in Prey. I also loved the whole introduction of the villain of the entity is done very well. Like, you feel the suspense of them shooting the torpedo and then it disappears and then you just see there slowly come back at them. I thought that was neat. I thought it was a good opening. It's kind of set the table for everything going on.
What was good about that too is it kind of, at least for me, I felt like it was playing into a lot of the tropes of a Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
Where I was expecting then someone to pull off a face and it be Tom Cruise or whatever in the Russian thing, and Benji or Luther was hacking the submarine to make it look like it wasn't there.
Yes.
But nope, AI.
Going into the face-offs, if you will, there's a lot of good face-offs in the movie.
There are.
Okay, so I didn't get to sit next to you during the screening.
Yeah.
How unbearable were you during the close-up magic? Because there's so much.
I know. So one of my favorite things in the Mission Impossible movies, it's in the first one.
Yeah.
Where they introduce that Ethan knows close-up magic.
Mm-hmm.
And then they never do anything with it ever again for 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. The trailer for Dead Reckoning Part 1 comes out, and he does a little key trick, and I said, yes, good. That's what I'm most excited about. And so many times does he do it, and it made me so happy.
Yes.
It's the little things for me. I don't get excited about the big things. I'm like, Ethan does magic.
Yes, and let's go into that whole airport sequence.
Yeah.
First of all, Benji and what's Ving Rhames' character's name? Luther. They need to be in every Mission Impossible film, and I'm glad that they realized that. I think they both came in 3, maybe 2.
Benji definitely came in 3. I don't remember.
Ving
when Luther
Rhames might have been
in.
there since the beginning, even. I don't remember.
I don't recall.
It's been a long time, but they're great, and their whole dynamic. Like, I love the line from Simon Pegg's Benji when they're like, "So having this conversation is treason, or Monday for us."
Yeah,
like, I loved that.
They have definitely, I would say, taken on, I feel like, significantly smaller roles as they've progressed, but they don't feel like they're missing. Like, they do utilize them very well.
But I like the idea of whenever you hear Ethan and his team, it's just referring to those two. Yeah. Which I love. This airport scenes when Hayley Atwell gets introduced, and she fucking steals the show. She was great in this. She's always been great. I love Hayley Atwell. But I thought her dynamic and chemistry with Tom Cruise was really good. I loved how she was kind of playing Ethan Hunt, And throughout the movie, he keeps saving her life and she keeps running away. And I loved his frustration of just like, God damn it. Like,
see,
will you stop?
That for me got kind of old after a bit.
Okay.
And I'm like, after like the second time, I'm like, Jesus Christ, do you not understand the severity of this situation? Like, what the fuck? Get it together.
Yeah.
Like, that got very old for me personally, but it didn't like take me out of the movie. But I'm like, come on, can we get past this beat? I get it.
Yeah. And it was an Agent Carter reunion with that actor that we love, who plays like the cop chasing Ethan in this movie.
Shea Whigham.
Yes. Shea
Whigham's an Agent Carter.
Yes, he is.
Like, a lot.
Yeah. He's like a recurring character.
Holy shit, I need to watch Agent Carter.
Yes,
I fucking love Shea Whigham. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to tangent.
Okay.
Shea Whigham, in everything he ever does, has one job. He's usually a cop or an FBI or some sort of that level of a character. He shows up. He says the exact same version of the line of dialogue in every single movie. Just generic cop number 3 dialogue. His hair blows high in the wind like a chicken that was electrocuted by a fence. He just looks like it's just up there. And then he leaves. And the movie's the better for it every time.
I agree completely. So during that whole airport scene, also, not only do you have, him chasing Tom Cruise, you also have Tom Cruise and Hayley Atwell trying to make sure this transaction happens with these 2 keys, the MacGuffins of the movie. And then you also have Benji, who finds a bomb in a suitcase that asks it riddles. I know you love that.
I love a good riddle.
And I love that whole airport sequence was amazing. Loved it. That sequence continues to Italy, where they continue to chase her. Tom Cruise pretends to be Hayley Atwell's lawyer, and then Klementieff just chases them down and starts murking fools.
She was having so much fun in that movie.
She was. I loved her in it. And I love that whole chase scene through all of Italy, basically. I thought it was really well done.
I feel like if I had a nickel for every time there was a chase scene in Italy this year in a movie, I'd have 2 nickels.
Which is not a lot, but it's still weird that it happened twice.
There was no bomb in this one, and Vin Diesel, so consider this a win.
Very much so. After that, the movie slows down a bit to kind of give you some more information about the entity and where everything is. Eventually, we get into Vanessa Kirby's character, which is from Mission Impossible Fallout, and that I loved all that whole sequence as well. I don't love the shot construction of the movie. It was very dramatic to me, and it was very like overly stylistic, but the actual look, like, because I think it was the first Mission Impossible film shot digitally, it looked nice, but just the shot construction was like a lot.
Fallout wasn't digital?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Rebecca Ferguson also pops in and out of the movie.
Yes.
As well as Kittredge, your guy.
I fucking love Kittredge. Henry Czerny's great.
Yes.
He was only in the first one.
Yeah,
I went back.
I think so. Going into the spoilers again, Rebecca Ferguson unfortunately meets her demise, and I think she's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Which made me sad. I really loved her character.
I did too, and it felt like killing her there felt incorrect.
Especially because they fake kill her in the beginning of the movie.
That, I don't think they should have showed that. I don't think they should have showed the reveal that Ethan saved her in there.
Yeah.
I think have her be dead and have her show up in the car, you'd be like, what the fuck? And then cut to the flashback.
Yeah.
But it's not my movie. And it plays fine. But I think it felt like very like, okay, well, we're moving forward with Hayley Atwell, so we need to kill this old love interest.
We can't have 2 women.
Yeah, that's what it kind of like. It's not what it felt, but like
it throws off the ratio, guys.
It felt very like, I don't know. It felt very forced. Like, okay, we can't have like one of them needs to die here.
Yeah.
But I understand the setup of like they have the bad guy say one of them needs to die tonight.
Yeah.
But it still felt very, I don't know, odd.
And I love the reoccurring play with the lighter, like when they would steal stuff and plant things on each other. And that came into play at the very, very end of the movie, which I liked. The whole third act of the movie is fucking awesome. Yeah. The train, everything on the train's great.
I could have watched him go to the front of the train. I would have watched that for an hour of just each room a different peril.
That was great. I also loved seeing them continually like get on top of the train, then get in the train, and it's like just keep going. Apparently some of the fights on top of the train were practical.
That's cool.
Like some shots, they weren't dodging shit and spinning knives on the top of the train and tunnels and stuff, but that was still pretty cool.
I was a fan of kind of I know that there's always been Ethan Hunt as a Christ figure type thing, but literally in this movie they introduce a god a literal god in machine. The keys are a cross. The bad guy's name's Gabriel. I'm like, Tom Cruise is going to beat God. This is where we've gotten to.
I mean, Scientology.
With the power of Scientology, you two can beat God.
But that leads into the big stunt of the movie, which was, of course, marketed heavily. But still, in the theater, when he drives off that cliff and he just falls and parachutes, like, you feel the whole theater just be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like he's fucking doing this.
Crazy.
I wish it was a little longer, but I understand how gravity works.
In the marketing, they didn't show him actually leaving the cliff.
Yeah.
Because, like, you do see a lot more of it in the movie, obviously, but part of that magic, because, like, when they marketed the plane for the fifth one, they just showed the plane, like, starting to take off. Yeah. And then they would, like, end the trailers. And because in that movie, he rides that bitch for a while.
That's what I mean. I feel like this one, like, what you see, there's maybe an extra 30, 40 seconds because he's literally falling, which is fine. But I was like, I wish they had just shown or even just teased it of, like, you got to jump off, Ethan.
Yeah.
But it still was insane to see. And the fact that he's actually doing it, like, the fact that he's willing to go to that length is just a testament to his love of movies, popcorn movies. Here's the thing, though, about the movie, if I want to go into some negatives. Yeah. And I think most of my negatives just fall into the general action spy movie trope is all of the dialogue, all of the story elements are very generic and basic.
And it takes itself very seriously, like, in those moments, you know?
It is, and I feel like I can never, because of how prevalent AI is nowadays, when I hear someone be like, you mean to tell me that this machine could take over the world? It's like, yes, I'm living in the world.
Yeah. Like, so, to me, the scene where I felt that the most was in the beginning when Kittredge's first scene, when they're talking to Cary Elwes. Yeah. That whole scene, I was like, wrap it the fuck up. Yes, like, it's like, when I was watching it.
Like, I didn't even mind the recap of, like, IMF and, like, what is that? Like, yes, we're off the books, but it's like, I understand the concept of AI. Yeah. Like, you don't need to, and it's the way it is in the movies, kind of goofy, the AI, like it being in a submarine. And I was like, I get it. They played it way too straight, which I feel like at times I was like, this is kind of cheesy. Like, it was a little cheesy, and I don't think it was trying to be cheesy.
Yeah. And, like, the moments where it works is when it let it be sinister on its own. Like, when it impersonates Simon Pegg's voice. Yes. And, like, tells Ethan to go wrong directions. Like, that was cool.
But then, like, the party scene was so cheesy. That was so goofy.
It was.
Which, it's fine. Like, I like the goofiness. But if the movie, like, Fallout and all the other machines, they have this sort of, like, fun underlying element to it. This one, I think, played it too straight to its detriment with how goofy some of the things could be.
And I think that in terms of the action, I think the chase sequences were on top of the game here. I think the hand-to-hand combat was a step down from Fallout.
Did Fallout have a lot of chase sequences? I don't recall.
It had a few, but every hand-to-hand combat scene in Fallout is, like, unbelievably choreographed, unbelievably photographed. Like, it's amazing.
In fairness, if I have Henry Cavill on my cast and that Hulk of a human being, he's punching something. Yeah, like, I'm not going to let him get behind a car. Yeah. Also, I just think it's so funny that Tom Cruise released a movie about AI that uses, like, deepfake technology and just the horror implications of AI during a writers and actors strike that not specifically, but is heavily centered around the implications of AI in Hollywood. Yeah. Is just so funny to me.
It's hilarious.
But also very well used to point out, like, come on, guys, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, big time. Big time. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the film. It does have some qualities that I didn't enjoy or were annoyed by, but I still thought it was fun. Still thought it was great.
I just love the Mission Impossible movies.
Love it. I love the practical filmmaking, and I love the commitment. Yes. You can tell the commitment's there.
And I will definitely be there for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2, whenever that may come out at this point.
Yes, who knows? But I will also be there. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next review.